Hello and welcome back to the Chromecast at the Rising Moon. My name is Elaine, and on this channel we do tarot card readings, energy readings, candle magic assisted tarot readings, pick a card readings, weekly energy readings, monthly energy readings, and then today I am doing a divine message timeless reading about how to fix this situation. If there's a problem in your life, these are the piles that are going to try and help you see your way clear of it. I have 5 piles for you today. This is a candle magic assisted reading, which means that all of the candles have been anointed with 2 different oils. One is a come to me oil, that's to bring solutions to me. And then the other one is the Midas touch oil. Both are from Root Solutions and I really enjoy them. The Midas is to help anything gold will help attract. So we're looking for answers and this should help. We have 5 piles. There'll be an insert in a moment so that you can pick your pile. On pile number 1, we have the orange candle. On pile number 2 is the green candle. Pile number 3 is the violet or blue candle. Pile number 4 is the yellow candle. And then pile number 5 is the orange candle. There will be an insert in a moment. Just meditate, concentrate. Whichever pile calls out to you, that's the message you are meant to receive. Hello and welcome back. If you picked the orange candle, then this is your pile and your pile number 1. As I said, I anointed all the candles with Come to Me oil and King Midas oil. And that is about just trying to pull in the right energies for, sometimes Come to Me oil will attract a person, but sometimes it can help bring a solution towards you. And I started doing candle magic assisted readings when I started getting really good results when I had candles burning in the background. So this is going to be the Golden Wheel Tarot bringing you the passive situation, the problem that you're trying to solve at the moment. The ethereal deck is going to bring the solution. We're going to clarify anything we need to. And then we have the Soul's Destiny is bringing everything that you need to keep in mind. Your group has regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Well, that's wise. And then empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. That is such a key thing in problem solving. These are the energies. This is a sacred destiny. This is what is going to help with the situation now. These are the issues to keep in mind. This will help with the situation. And that is truth. And then focus. All right, let's see. I'm going to put these guys over here. These guys side by side. All right. And then the Wisdom Oracle is bringing us help for the future. And you have Poised in the upright, and then No Place Like Home also in the upright. Let's put that over here. All right, let's check out what the situation at hand is. Okay, we have the World in the upright. We have the 4 of Cups in the upright. We have the Page of Wands in reverse, the Moon in the upright, and then the 6 of Pentacles. So there's a couple of things that this could be. It looks as if there is something that you've worked on hard. You've come to a full, complete cycle with it. That's what the World stands for. But it's not bringing you the satisfaction that you thought it would. That is the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is about having things in front of you, but not feeling as if they are filling the bill, satisfying you. The Page of Wands means that, in the reverse, often means that your passions have been thwarted. Whatever you thought you were going to get out of the situation, whatever you were building towards, it hasn't turned out the way that you thought it would, and it has left you with, apparently, regrets. Often this is going to involve another person, by the way. The Moon in the upright is, there's confusion. The things are obscured from you. You're not certain what to do. The 6 of Pentacles, you believe you're in an uneven relationship. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to take a look at the solution, then we're going to clarify a couple of things. So you have the 8 of Cups in reverse, interesting. The Page of Pentacles in the upright. The 10 of Cups in the upright, well, that's great. The Fool in the upright, and then the Knight of Swords. Okay, well, I can see where this is going. But let's get going with a couple of clarifications. I think I'm going to go to the Thelema deck for some clarification. I have been reading a lot with this deck, and so it's everything gets cleared and saged and polypotted and wrapped sharply on wooden desks and all kinds of things to make sure that it has the energy of the day versus the energy of the previous reads. But it does look to me as if there was something you're really committed to. It's possible that it's in business, but I would really like to make sure. There's a lot of cups over here, so it may actually be a personal relationship. This is the orange candle. Orange is going to relate to your sacrum chakra, which is going to be passion and creativity. It is really possible that you've been putting a lot of effort in on a passion project that's not paying off. Let's get a little clarification going here. Let's get a little clarification. All right. Here we go. That's Temperance in the upright. That, by the way, is a card of Sagittarius. It's also a card about balance. Let's go. Let's see what else can we get. We have the King of Cups in the upright. That is going to be the energy of caretaking and love and support and safety. I think that's what you were hoping for in the situation. Let's see what else goes on here. Let's see what else we're going to do. That looked like the... Now, I'm going to take a pass on the High Priestess in reverse simply because Major Arcana is not particularly helpful in clarification. I keep a playing card deck around specifically to try and cut the tarot off from majoring out on me. Here we go. This is the King of Swords, who, by the way, is the Knight of Swords is over here. It looks like we have a little bit of duality going on here. Emotional and analytical sides a bit at war. That might be what the balance issue is about. Let's see. Let's keep going here. What's the past of this situation looking like? Star and the Eight of Cups in the upright. I'm going to take two more from this, and the reason I didn't take either of those is the Eight of Cups is over here. There we go. And then the Star, again, I'm trying to avoid Major Arcana. That is big energy. It's fateful forces. Sometimes particularly when you're looking for solutions, it's really helpful to get a little more detail, a little more minutia going. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Do this. All right, and one more time. The High Priestess just wants it out on this, so here we go. I'm going to take two more. There we go. So what I've got here is the Page of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Eight of Swords in reverse. There is a balance to be struck, apparently. You were trying to strike a balance between your emotional and analytical side. It looks as if maybe you tried to turn a passion project into your way of life. There's nothing wrong with that, but it also looks like maybe it has not worked out for you in the ways anticipated. Truth focused, poised, no place like home, regret and empathy. This might not be a personal relationship. The High Priestess in the upright. Now, the High Priestess is a mysterious, enigmatic figure, incredibly in tune with their intuition. There are all sorts of answers within us. In this case, the Page of Cups indicates that maybe your intuition took you in a direction that has not really served you, and you have been trying to see your way clear. Let's see what else is going to go on here. I want to get some clarification on this solution, but let's talk about it a little bit first as well. So the Eight of Cups in reverse. This is a return after learning new things. The Eight of Cups is coming back into something as opposed to moving away from it. I like this energy here. It does mean that there is at least a little bit of a suggestion here to remain with the relationship, the career, whatever the situation is you're trying to change. You're not being advised to leave it at this time. You have the Page of Pentacles. There is still slow, methodical work to be done here. It looks like learning new things to help. This is the Ten of Cups. This is emotional fulfillment. This is everything happy and wonderful. Together, these two say that you may be one of those people who, and many of us are, I can be as well, who struggles to just find the ways to be happy with what you're doing. The Fool is trying to re-embrace the thing that made this your passionate endeavor. It's important to try and do whatever it is you're doing in a less formal setting as well. Now, if this happens to be a relationship, this is about going out and doing new things and planning and trying and striving within a relationship. Most things do take work. This is the Knight of Swords, directly communicating. is going to be one of the key issues. And you have the King of Swords over here as well. Analytical thinking, concise communication, it's all going to be very important, but there's a rapidity promised in the Knight of Swords that says it would help you to take action. If you have been contemplating with the Four of Cups for a while what to do, it really, don't tarry too long. That's the message of the Knight of Swords in the solution area. I am going to go to, I think I'm going to go over here. I can't tell if this is a business matter or a personal matter. I'd like some clarification on the solution. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. That is something incredibly important to remember. Nobody gets a time machine. It is important to go forward. You can't alter the past, you can only learn from it. And if you hang on to the wounds and slights of the past, then you're just trapped in that old energy. You have to let go of one thing to make room for something else. Empathy. Whenever you feel wronged by somebody, understand that they almost certainly didn't mean to do it. Of course, there can be harsh words exchanged and people make mistakes. But for the most part, people are just trying to do their own thing. And sometimes it impacts us and we have a hard time understanding that it wasn't about us. And that's a subtle difference that's really helpful. Truth and focus. There is something here. I don't think this is just a relationship. I think this is a quality of life issue. Poised, no place like home. So you have the Eight of Swords in reverse over here as well. And this is about freeing yourself from self-limiting beliefs and the message that we can all send to ourselves that you can't do it. It's incredibly important to believe that you can. Your abilities are, other people notice them, other people are aware of them. Other people probably have more confidence in you than you do in yourself. It's important to know that there is a difference between arrogance and simply being assured. And I think that it's a really difficult one for many people in our society to strike, is trying to figure out how to have confidence without being overbearing. That's what being poised is. That is what the Eight of Swords in reverse is. It's something that you will need to, as you go on a journey, learn how to do if you haven't already. And if you haven't, it's okay. We're all a work in progress throughout the course of our lives. No place like home, that is the second card that has said, whatever it is you're doing, it's not time to leave. There's no indication from any of these signs that it's time to pack it in and completely recreate yourself or go in an absolutely new direction. In fact, if anything, it looks like there's just some honing to be done in working with your passions and your projects to make your home happier. But let's get some clarification on the solution, please. Got a couple cards in the up right there. Let me try one more time. There we go. Let's go here. Let's go. That was the Emperor in reverse, but I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going. Five of Wands, sorry. I think I know what's going on here. There's the King of Swords again. The King of Swords has been an energy that is pretty much all over every reading that I do. The King of Swords can be a very cold figure, but the King of Swords still has all the, prerequisite emotions, just kind of skilled at hiding them. Gender, again, kind of meaningless in tarot. Let's see. Okay. Let's keep going here. I'm going to get a couple more cards and then I'm going to talk about the clarification. Okay, one more time. Let's see. One more card. I'm going to put it down in two and cut. All right. And I'm not keeping the flames burning today. I've got too many going on here. I'm going to keep going with this. I understand. All right, let's talk a little bit about this. So what I've got here is the Five of Swords. It is in the reverse. This is, again, about what goes on in your mind. The Five of Swords in the upright is about just constant activity, almost that hyperactive mind circling that we can all do at like 3 o'clock in the morning. This is trying to meditate, trying to focus, trying to rid yourself of that energy. A great way to do that is through exercise, meditation. There are some really good healing sound bowl videos here on YouTube. Try that as well. It just helps restore your inner peace. One thing that is really going to help in this is trying to view it dispassionately and from the other person's perspective, empathy, in order to not divorce yourself from your emotions, but to see it logically, to understand the building blocks of what went into it. There is apparently a relationship that has ended with the Four of Wands in reverse. That can be about a slight loss of stability or understanding that going forward, in order to improve the situation, you may not get to feel as secure as you like to feel, and we do all like to feel like we're standing on very firm ground at all times. But the thing that will offer you, this is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. You have 2 5s in reverse, suggesting that don't try and change everything too quickly. 5s are the number of change, but also the Five of Pentacles in reverse is about making sure that even though you have lost things, even though you may have experienced deprivation in the past, it is incredibly important to focus on what you do have, the sanctuary you do have, the relationships you do have, rather than what you don't have. If you get trapped in the what's not mine mindset, you can never stop, because there's always something out there that you would desire, that you would want to bring into your life that is not yours yet. It's a very, again, self-limiting, self-controlling belief that keeps you from stepping forward. If you look at the menu of options and you know the things that you're not getting, and that is your focus, that's all you can focus on, because the list is so vast. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This really is about knowing when to accept help from others and allow another person in. The Six of Pentacles in reverse here is also about trying to, whatever is feeling this, there is an unequal relationship at the root of it. And it is likely you who's giving more than you should be. Try to make sure that you can receive as well as give. That is a very important thing. You have the Queen of Swords here. There is discourse to be had between the King and the Queen there. Again, gender is a construct. It's just about masculine and feminine energies. I am, quite clearly a woman, but I have an incredibly forceful and assertive manner in person. And so it can, I read a little funny to people. And then I have, so everybody does that. We all have different, the gender roles we have assigned to certain traits are not necessarily specific to anything having to do with a physical body, but rather the energy that we put forth. So the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, this is also a message to remember that when you need to communicate something, when you are trying to address a need, when you are trying to make a change, there's always more than one way to say it, and try and choose the one that can be heard. It's going to depend on your audience. It's going to depend on your goal as well. This is choosing your words carefully. I personally am seeing the Four of Wands in reverse with the King of Swords in the upright over here as a need to access more emotions versus the end of a particular relationship, the King of Swords appearing there as well. We have the Page of Pentacles in the upright. This is, again, the energy of knowing that, is it up here as well? It is. So we've got a good echo there. This is the slow, methodical approach. Don't expect to solve the situation immediately, but working communication is going to help a great deal. Re-examining why you ever got into the situation in the first place is also going to be pretty key to understanding how to solve the problem. If you can identify what it is you were hoping for, it's a lot easier to identify where you didn't get it. And sometimes we lose sight. We lose sight of the things that we were hoping to achieve in any particular situation. It's going to be very helpful in trying to sort through, again, regrets. If there is one thing that we could do that would really help free us from almost everything we do to hold ourselves back, it really would be the energy of releasing the past, knowing that you stand in the present, you work in the present, you live in the present, and your eye is towards the future. You can't drive a car if you're looking over your shoulder. It's best to look forward. It's best to live in the now, having, again, learned lessons along your journey and taking them with you. There we go. Let's keep going here. I'm going to get a couple energy cards. I'm going to get a Quantum Oracle, and I'm going to close this out with a message from Spooky Junior. That is one of my divine message decks. How did they become divine message decks? Well, they quit reading and then would just kind of deliver an easy to understand message at the end of readings. And it's a long story as to how that all happened, and I will spare you, but it's interesting. There you go. Let's get going for the Energy Oracle. Is there anything else that group number 1 needs to know? Is there any other focus? Is there any area that is really calling out? Can I get a little more information on that, please? I'm going to shuffle 2 more times, put it down and cut. There we go. I love this Oracle deck. I clearly love decks. They're not even close to all being in here. I have something of a problem with deck collecting. There we go. Appreciation. Again, this is the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. This is the card that helps embody that. Focus on what you do have. You have financial constraints this time in the reverse, and I'm leaving it there. And it's partially to remember that not everything is about money. We overvalue money and we undervalue people sometimes. It is okay to have less perceived financial security in pursuit of a goal if your whole life will improve. And that's not to say take on a ton of debt, but also don't cheat yourself out of a good experience because you're trying so hard to be safe that you're not having any life-fulfilling activities. We have the thinking man in reverse as well. That is going to go very well with the King of Swords, kind of being urged to embrace a more open emotional flow. There we go. It's important to have balance. It's important to have a good balance between thinking and feeling and acting. Don't let your actions simply be driven by your emotions. Don't let them simply be driven by your logical thought process either. The best bet is balance. There we go. And that's another message that's come through on this group several times. Seek out your energetic balance. Seek out your emotional balance to try and fuel your happiness. If you're not happy, examine why. Examine why. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's see what else we're going to get. This is the Quantum Oracle. I am really enjoying it. I always say that whenever I pick it up. It shuffles really nicely too, which is kind of fun. All right, I'm going to put it down and cut it. Okay, we're going to get 2 more. Okay. All right, we have courage. Always, always courage. Happy success. I only read these particular cards in the upright. Joy is fun. And then peace. One of the hardest things to learn in life, in anything, is how responsible we are for our own happiness. For happiness is not a package that will arrive at your door. It is something that is cultivated, it is something that is pursued, and it is something that can be difficult to identify. It is super, super important to try and continue to have experiences that will help you expand your personal universe to bring more potential for joy in. This is Spooky Junior. This is one of my Rider-Waite decks. I rarely use a Rider-Waite deck to read anyone, clients, anyone in person. Even though I learned to read on them, as most people do, I have just simply had an experience where the Rider-Waite has a tendency to bring, because I am a divine conduit, has a tendency to bring spirit guide messages versus almost anything else at this point in my life. All right. And how did I realize I was a divine conduit? It's, again, a long story, but I kept telling people things that it turned out it was exactly what they needed to hear. And since I'm just really not that wise, it finally occurred to me that what I was doing was channeling, and I started reading up on it, and I found out that that is exactly what I was doing. All right, let's get a little more advice here. I like that. All right, what else does this group need to know to try and help improve the situation, try to make themselves happier, make some progress in personal fulfillment? There we go, let's get a little bit more. Is there anything else? I'm going to shuffle 3 times. I'm going to put it down and cut. 1 and 2 and 3. I kind of do, okay, I'm going to go for 4. It just felt right. We're looking for happiness and stability. Here I am. 4 being one of the numbers for contentment. I like that. Okay. All right. I am going to, this is interesting. It does have a lot of echoes, and I realize it's a little bit longer than I would normally be doing, but let me talk a little bit about this. The 3 of Cups in the upright, this really is about not relying on one person to fulfill all of your social needs. This is a card of community and gathering and friendships. The Hierophant in reverse, try not to worry so much about what other people think. This, by the way, the card of Taurus. It is about abandoning known structures in order to make your own. The 2 of Pentacles is also, in reverse, is also about knowing what burdens to set down so that you can go forth, less encumbered, able to focus on that which is important. So this is the card of regret and the past. This is why releasing the past, comes with the Death card as well, is very important. You can't heal from the wounds of the past if you won't release the past. And it is important to understand how you were hurt and the lessons that you learned. Don't dwell in that energy or you won't be able to move from it. The Emperor in reverse with the King of Wands in reverse, this is about, again, trying to find a way to manage your passions to best work in your life. If you are not happy, don't look to your surroundings and say, why aren't you making me happy? Look to the world around you and find the thing that will make you happy. The 10 of Cups is telling us that. The 2 of Swords in reverse is about trying not to be in denial about what you need. And this is the interesting one. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is also, I believe, kind of underlining the need to embrace the concept of taking a risk. Even if your stability might seem threatened. And of course, I'm not talking about selling everything that you own and living on the streets in order to pursue a dream. Although if that's what you want to do, know that that's a bit more risk than I'm talking about. I'm talking about feeling like you can't do anything you want or need unless you have a checklist of stable and secure items close by, meaning, you know, I can't do this until I have this much in the bank. I can't do that until such time as I clean the house. I can't. It's that. It's knowing when to apply your energies to a responsibility, what helps keep your life in order, and what will actually hold you back from moving into the emotional fulfillment that you are seeking. So, group number 1, that was a little bit lengthy, but I hope it helped. If you liked this video, please consider sharing it. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. There's going to be an insert in a moment if you would like to contact me for a private reading. It contains information on how to do that. And I thank you for joining me. Take care. Hello and welcome back. If you chose the green candle, then this is your reading and your pile number 2. Today's candles were anointed with Come To Me oil and Midas oil, Midas touch oil. And that is about drawing solutions towards you. The Midas touch is the energy of gold and attraction. Come To Me is exactly that. It's pulling the energies down towards you. Let's talk a little bit about what the cards are going to offer today. I have the Golden Wheel Tarot is going to outline the situation at hand. The Ethereal deck is bringing us the solution that is being recommended. This is the Soul's Destiny. This is something to keep in mind, something that is affecting and impacting the situation. Worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. That is so true. And then we have the Sacred Destiny is offering us something that would benefit the situation now for a solution. That is leadership and stillness. Contemplation is always just so stressed. Gosh, these are beautiful cards. And then we have the Wisdom Oracle. This is going to be going forward, something to keep in mind that will help improve things beyond the first initial steps. You have Go the Distance. This, by the way, is in reverse. And then you have Mending in the upright. So there is healing, it looks like, to be done with the card Mending. Go the Distance in reverse. This really is knowing about what to step away from. We're not always meant to constantly it's important not to be a quitter, but it's also important to recognize a brick wall and when to walk away from it. By the way, you have the green candle, which is usually about, that can be the heart chakra, but it can also be about embracing growth and the need to bring money in. Okay, so you have the Two of Cups in reverse. It looks like this might involve a relationship. The Star in reverse, the Eight of Wands in the upright, and Temperance in the upright as well. Temperance, by the way, is the card of Sagittarius. We have the Star in reverse. Let's see. The Two of Cups in reverse can be about trying to marry the duality within. It can be about the end of a relationship. The Star for me does not change. The Star for me, when it is in reverse, just means we're at the start of something hopeful. It looks like it is possible that in the past, a relationship you had great hope in disappointed you. The Eight of Wands is about communications and progress. It looks as if there was a loss of balance with the Temperance card as well. The Eight of Wands is going to be about not feeling as if your communications were effective in helping you in a situation. We'll draw clarifiers for everything, by the way. Then the solution is, and I purposefully did not remove these cards this time. This is the Artiste. This is the Six of Cups in reverse. This is the Five of Cups in reverse. And then this is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. I want to draw clarifiers before I really commit to some of these things, but the Artiste is, it is about focusing on your creativity. There's healing to be done, stillness, leadership. The Six of Cups in reverse can be about needing to release your the past, your relationship to the past, sometimes a relationship from the past, which might be the Two of Cups in reverse up here, the release your ex type of energy. So we have the Five of Cups in reverse as well. This is a reminder, always try to remember what you have. Don't have a lack mindset. Concentrate on what remains in your life. And if you think you don't have anything, please look again. If you're waking up in a comfortable bed, that is something that some people don't have. If you have enough food to eat in your refrigerator, that is something that some people don't have. We are, most of us, and I really include myself in this, living somebody else's fairy tale without even thinking about it that way. So yes, life isn't perfect, not for me, not for you. It would be pretty boring if it was. But usually there's a lot more in it that is actually good, whether it's great smelling shampoo or a beautiful sunny day. Concentrate on what is good and it will reset your mindset. It will make you happier just in doing that. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Oddly enough, this is the second group to get a message about maybe not being so focused on stability and financial gain as much as trying to find the meaning in, trying to find the meaning in life, as well as it's not all about flat screen TVs and big cars, although, you know, who doesn't like a good TV and who doesn't like a nice car? It's more, the message of this is looking to something other than the material world to help with the situation, and it may be in restoring balance. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Animal Totem card for clarifying the first group, what the past of the situation is. Let's see. I love this deck. It has very emotionally evocative images in it. The artwork is just amazing. I do have a little bit of a deck problem. There we go. Let's get going here. Can I get a little clarification on the past, please? Can I get a little clarification on the past? A little clarification for the past. Let's go. Here we go. There we go. Let's go, let's go. I spend a lot of time on camera now, and so I talk a lot. You have to keep the audience entertained. There we go. Let's see, and I'm not talking about just here, but here we go. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Can I get a little bit more? I'm gonna shuffle 2 times, put it down and cut. 1 and 2. I love this deck because it shuffles like a dream. All right, what do we got going here? 10 of Swords in reverse. Ooh, that looks like a bad breakup. 9 of Pentacles in the upright. Yep, it was a breakup. Strength in the upright. 10 of Pentacles in the upright. Interesting. Part of your solution is the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. it is about not valuing security over all else. Interesting. Then you have the Seven of Swords in reverse. This is about facing some truth within yourself. The Four of Pentacles in the reverse is about dropping a guard as well. So this is the past of the situation. You were hurt badly. It looks like there was a breakup involved. Your strength was really, really challenged. And apparently you may be, the past of the situation is you used to feel secure. No matter what was going on around you, apparently you felt safe. And the Seven of Swords is about perhaps having obscured some truths from yourselves that eventually came to light. Probably was a little painful. The Four of Pentacles in reverse, again, it's about a loss of a feeling of stability, contentment, and safety, but also it is a little bit about not being guarded enough sometimes. It can be about being badly hurt in its worst incarnation. So that is the past of the situation. I don't think we need to deal with that too much more. Let's leave it out just in case. There we go. All right. I'm going to go to, let's go over here again for the artiste. When I started shuffling these cards, I was like, oh, I should take out the well and the artiste. And I was like, wait, no, there's actually a few situations with life solutions where it might be beneficial to have those two messages. The artiste, of course, being about, creativity, about pursuing passions, about doing something you love over something that is maybe responsible. I have a feeling most of these reads are going to be about how to find personal happiness, but let's go. Can I get a little more clarification on the solution, please? Can I get a little bit more on the solution, please? A bit more on the solution, please. I'd like to give this a pretty good shuffle, too, so there we go. Mending. There may be a reparation of a relationship. Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, that's usually about needing to deliver an apology. It can be about angry words being exchanged. Not really seeing anything for that yet. The Six of Cups in reverse is the one that is kind of intriguing me here. I wonder if that's the relationship that was lost. Can I get a little bit more? Can I get a little bit more, please? Oh, Five of Cups in the upright. That's what it is. I understand. Part of your solution is, again, just being reminded, concentrate on what remains. We all lose, we all lose. And that is not to dismiss the pain of anybody who has experienced loss. Just know that, unfortunately, it really is part of life. And as much as it can hurt so much, the only way to be happy again is to get up and go forward. The easiest way to do that is to remind yourself of what you do have. And speaking of getting up and going forward, the Six of Wands is one of the cards that is going on a journey, that is triumph and progress. It is about trying to accomplish something and knowing that it will really carry you forward successfully. I'm going to shuffle two more times, put it down, and cut. Okay, 1 and 2. This group, by the way, had the fewest cards. I'm going to do one more. There we go. I'm hoping that means it's the easiest solution. I don't think that's what it means. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. We have the Nine of Swords in reverse. And we have the Page of Pentacles in the upright. And then the Eight of Swords in reverse with the Four of Wands in reverse. There is a relationship that apparently is not serving you. It did not serve you here. It is still not serving you here. It is something to release in order to be able to move forward. It's painful and it's difficult, and it does mean trying to redefine sometimes, leadership and stillness, worry. I'm getting the sense that this relationship is over anyway. Don't define yourself by it. That really is part of your solution as well. It is part of a mindset. Releasing the past is one of the things that will help you. The Nine of Swords in reverse is about worrying less. You've got worry in the upright here. how do you worry less? Isn't it worrying to be like, I'm worried too much? It's about recognizing in a situation what you could legitimately change and what you're just kind of like picking at. And I do it too. I'm a very anxious person in many respects. And having to recognize I am having a disproportionate response, I am worrying about something I have no hope of solving today, I need to set this aside, is one of the biggest tools in that. Page of Pentacles, and that is exactly about learning the tools, taking the time to learn the lessons in order to be able to find what you need. There are several cards again, Ace of Wands in reverse. There was a relationship that you need to release, and probably your view of it and probably your attachment to it. Going forward, the easiest thing to do is going to be doing the emotional process, the mending, the healing that you need to in order to continue on a journey. Remember, the past is not the present, and it doesn't really inform the future unless we're allowing it to. The only thing that we can do is learn lessons from the past and go forward, trying not to carry with us the burdens of the past. It can be an incredibly difficult thing, and it's one of the things that this is advising is seemingly not to jump into another relationship until such time as you have healed the wounds of the past. That is the mending, that is the go the distance as well in reverse. Sometimes you just have to let go. Sometimes you genuinely just have to let go. I'm going to draw a couple of oracle cards, and I am going to close this reading out with a message from my Divine deck, Spooky Junior. My Divine message decks just kind of help clarify readings. I can channel. I'm a Divine conduit. And so that's what those particular decks do. I do have one Rider-Waite deck for reading. I've been trying to use it in readings. I have to admit, it kind of doesn't work. For whatever reason, Rider-Waite turned into the spirit guide message for me. We have first chakra, Archangel Michael. This is about being grounded. This really is about having to release fear. Fear is kind of the opposite of love. When you live in the energy of love, you are just going to be much happier. But truly, it's also about understanding that your security is something that comes from within versus from without. So addressing any root chakra issues is one of the things that's being advised for your solution. There we go, and I'm going to put it down and cut it. There we go. Let's see what we want to say here. Caring connections. This is in the upright, by the way. This is going to be about friends, family, community, the people you rely on. It can be a partner. A lot of things in this read suggested that it probably isn't at this time, and that's okay. Seventh chakra, Archangel Uriel. This is in reverse. This is about your connection to the divine. You may not be as tapped into the universal collective consciousness as you might benefit from being. It would help. Meditate, ask for the divine light to flow through you. And what does the divine mean? It's not just about God or spirituality. It is about an energetic flow that is available to us, to all of us. Once your appreciation in reverse, this is something that has been stressed throughout. Again, look at what is in your life rather than what isn't. If you have lost people, look to the people who remain. If you have lost things, look to the things that remain. If you have lost people and things and you have almost nothing left, at least you still have you, and that really is something. In fact, it's everything. That is the solution to your problems. You are the solution to your problems. You have the answers within. That is part of what this being in reverse is about. It's about unblocking your flow so that you can get to your own solutions. This is the Quantum Oracle. I like it a lot. It kind of speaks in an almost understandable narrative. I'm going to shuffle 3 times. This is 1, and this is 2, and this is 3. All right, I'm going to do it one more time. I keep doing that. I apologize. It just doesn't, I name a number and it doesn't feel right. I guess I just want more balance. Here we go. This, by the way, I always, new supportive connections, that is going to be caring connections. A consciousness of lack. This is so being stressed in this reading that I think this is your solution. This is your bottom line solution. If you are concentrating too much on what you don't have, that is all you will ever see. We have deserving and then commitment. I'm going to go for one more. Kindred partnership. One of the things that clinging to the past is, and worrying about what you don't have is doing, is blocking you from moving onward with another connection. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it can be. We are very, very attached to the idea of romantic relationships being the only type of relationship. If you say the word relationship, people think you're talking about a romantic pairing. In reality, relationships are our interactions with all other people, and they are all so nourishing and helpful and instructive to us in pretty much our entire life's journey. So a relationship is also to yourself. Improving your relationship to yourself is one of the easiest ways to achieve growth. That is part of the green candle. Also, the caring connections and new supportive connections. Again, value all of the relationships that you have in your life. It is okay to crave romantic love. It genuinely, genuinely is. And there's nothing saying that you can't have both. But if you only have one, don't think that it's not as worthy as having romantic love. It really, really is. It really is. It's great in a different kind of way. It gives you the strength to be you, the super version of you by yourself when you are single, when you have supportive connections with friends and family, and when you're with a partner, because you may still be with a partner. Interesting. When you're with a partner, it is amazingly important to still to maintain your sense of identity and soul identity, your individuality, your independence. You need to always, everybody does this, everyone needs to do this, know that you are full and happy and complete by yourself. No matter who walks in or out of a door, as long as you are still there, you still have everything that you need. All right, here we go. This is my Divine Message deck, Spooky Junior. I'm going to take this. Take that. Okay. Anything else? Let's shuffle 3 more times. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, let's see what else you have to say. So this is Divine Message decks underline the main issues that you really, if you take nothing else away from a Divine Message reading, this is the stuff that condensed. This is the condensed soup of the reading. So you have the Fool in the upright. This is about approaching a new journey with exuberance and excitement. 5 of Swords in the upright. There's been a lot of 5s here. You maybe have had a lot of change. Try to understand that change is your friend. Change brings new things into your life. It opens new vistas. It has... The only way to solve something is to change something. If the exact sameness was working for you, you likely wouldn't be watching a video about how do I solve this. The King of Swords in the upright with the Knight of Wands, and then the 9 of Swords in the upright. So this is, again, trying to find a balance within your own mind between your analytical self and your emotional self. It looks like worry is one of the things that plagues you. That was in your oracle decks as well. Do try to release worry. Understand the difference between anxiety and intuition. I read the other day that anxiety will be felt in the pit of your stomach and intuition is felt in your gut. I find that that's interesting, but also really doesn't help define it. Anxiety will scare you. Anxiety worries you and frightens you. Your intuition guides you. It doesn't feel the same. Your intuition is comforting and reassuring. If something is scaring the crap out of you, it's not your intuition, it's your anxieties, and we all have them do try and release them. Do try and know the difference. You'll know more peace. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit the thumbs up button. Please consider sharing it. Please subscribe. And then if you can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook if you like. And then in a moment, there's going to be an insert if you would like to book me for a private reading. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Hello and welcome back. If you chose the purple candle, the violet candle, the blue candle, it's a little hard to tell. This is your reading, your pile number 3. All of the candles were anointed with Come to Me oil and Midas oil. And that is a good way to attract anything into your life. Come to Me, of course, is trying to pull things towards you. And then Midas touch is about the energy of gold, which again is attractive. So we're just trying to find out these good solutions to these particular problems. The Golden Wheel Tarot is bringing us the past of the situation, the thing that needs to be solved. The Ethereal deck is bringing us the recommended solution at this time. This is something to keep in mind to help with the situation. In indecision, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. Okay, sounds like acting is going to be a big thing. So, and this is also something that will help inform the situation going forward. This is happiness, things to focus on, and then change. Okay. Then you have the Wisdom Oracle. This is going to be the future. This is something that will carry forward with you as you go. You have Not For You, and then you have Regeneration. Well, group number 3, it looks as if, and this, by the way, should be a crown chakra color, it looks as if there's something that you have been advised to leave or change, but let's find out. So you have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, along with the 8 of Swords in the upright. Then you have the 10 of Cups in the reverse, and then you have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles in the upright. Oh, this looks like it may, in fact, be, this might have been a business endeavor that did not work out. So the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Now, normally in the upright, this is someone who is working hard and providing all their own abundance. In reverse, it can mean that the efforts have not paid off. It's apparently really causing you to doubt yourself with the 8 of Swords. And the 8 of Swords is really about our mental prison, the things we tell ourselves that we can't do, and staying in one place too long when there is a path forward available to us. So then we also have the 10 of Cups in reverse. It does sound like the home situation has not been good. This might be a relationship. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse as well. I'm still getting a business read off of this, I really am. And then the Knight of Pentacles also. It seems like something may have ground to a halt that you were really hopeful about. You have the Magician in reverse, the Ace of Wands in the upright, the Knight of Wands in the upright for the solution, the King of Wands in reverse, the King of Cups in reverse, and then the 9 of Pentacles in the upright. Well, oh my goodness, it looks like you're being advised to forget all relationships here. I'm kind of kidding. I really am. The 2 Kings in reverse like this with the Knight of Wands, the passion and drive and enthusiasm for life that you have needs to be about your own life, not about forming a relationship with another person. It is about forming a relationship with yourself. 9 of Pentacles in reverse over here, 9 of Pentacles in the upright here. It is about knowing you are not in need of anybody else. You genuinely aren't. If you're in a relationship that is not working, it is better to leave that relationship and be by yourself than to stay in an untenable situation. Even though it's frightening to be by yourself, even though it can be intimidating, it is still a new beginning. It is limiting your power. And so that is one of the reasons that a new beginning is being stressed here. And this doesn't mean you don't get to have relationships, or over here you're being told you've got to be single. That's not what it means at all. What it means is defining your life by your relationship to yourself first. That is going to be one of the keys to happiness. It is apparently a change of mindset for you. Regeneration and not for you. This is change. You are being advised to change something. Indecision, you haven't done what you need to. You should in order to. And should is, it's a difficult word. You can do whatever you want. But the advice being given to you by the divine is to go ahead and embrace the change, make the change, and be, if you need to, by yourself. It's not a life sentence. It's not a life sentence to be by yourself. Who knows how long it will need to last. But one thing is absolutely certain. It is better to be by yourself and happy than miserable with another person. And it can take time to find how to be happy by yourself. But you can be. You can be. Let's see. Let's get some clarification on this past situation. It does appear to involve... There's enough here that it may be two things. This could be a business relationship, by the way. It really and truly could be. It really and truly could be. It's possible that if you are in a business situation, you're being advised to really take the leadership role, be the sole focus for a while until you get things going again. It does, to me, it appears to me that there is genuinely a lot of value simply in self-reliance is what is being advised here. All right, 2 of Pentacles in the upright. Let's keep going here. This is the manga deck. I don't use it for general energies too much any longer. I program my decks. I'm always saying that. It's actually fairly easy to do. Okay. You just go to the same decks over and over for the same type of question. I clearly have a lot of decks. I'm going to shuffle 3 times. I'm going to put it down and cut. Okay. 1 and 2, 3. Gosh, that felt like so many more coins. Yeah, okay. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Queen of Wands in the upright. 4 of Cups in reverse. Is this 4 or the 5? No, I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. That's the 7 of Cups in reverse. And, okay, and then the 7 of Swords in the upright. And then the Hanged Man in the upright. So this is interesting. It's one of the few times I've ever seen the 7 of Swords where it did not make me say eek. This is about not being honest with yourself about what you need to do. These 2 sevens together. The Queen of Wands, I believe, is probably representing you as the querent. Again, gender, not really that important in tarot. But this is, as a person who normally would have confidence in yourself, charisma, belief. Something happened with a relationship here that was not serving you. Not serving you. Pentacles are earth signs, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Cups are water signs. Wands are fire signs. And then swords are air signs. It's possible that this was a relationship with an earth sign. It doesn't have to be. Sometimes astrology has a great impact on tarot, and sometimes it quite simply doesn't. This is leading you to the Hanged Man. This is, again, there is a new perspective that you need to take in order to find your solution. I'm going to put this over here for just a second. I'm going to stick with the manga deck to get the more clarification on the solution here. Get a little more clarification on the solution, please. It's, okay. To regain your power, you genuinely need to tap into what excites you. And it is being advised to be something that is interior to you, even if you stay in a partnership. You need to have self-definition. You need to have a self-identity. There we go. Let's get going here. Not for you. Interesting. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to shuffle 3 times. Okay, and this is 2. And we're going to go one more time. These are oddly slippery little cards too. It's an odd card stock. I do like the deck. I love the illustrations. I do read professionally. It's a little flimsy for professional use. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. We have the 5 of Wands in the upright. 8 of Wands in reverse. Judgment in reverse. The Fool in reverse. And then the 3 of Wands in the upright. That was the High Priestess in the upright too. I just want to see if the next card would be tremendously clarifying, and it's not. Well, there has been some chaos and confusion here that this is part of the solution, is the thing. What you're advised to do is to embrace change. That is what the Wheel of Fortune with the Five of Wands is in the upright. 5 being the energy of change. The Five of Wands is one of the most clearly indicative of actual change. I call it the tarot busy signal. A lot of times readings will close out on that when I can't get any more answers. When people are pushing really hard on an answer and they just tell me. And the cards are like, we can't yet. There's still stuff that has to happen. That's when the Five of Wands comes up for me. Judgment in reverse, a little bit the same thing. This is a karmic card, a card of enlightenment. It is the card of healers as well. There are messages apparently being blocked. But the Eight of Wands in reverse is basically just a delay. So you're being asked to get kind of clear inside of yourself to help receive the things that will make you the super you. Self-identity is the thing that is being stressed as your particular solution. And please do not take that as an insult. This is not the same thing as losing yourself in other relationships. It's just you may not be giving yourself as much credit as you are entitled to for all that you do and all that you achieve and the ways in which you are special, you are unique, and you have much to contribute. If you think of yourself only as a team member in all situations, then you're missing the key elements of you that make you quite simply you, the unique individual you are, with gifts that you might think are commonplace, but other people don't have. The things that come easily to you do not come easily to everybody. Please remember that. Please don't think just because I can do it, it has no worth. That's not how it works. If you're able to do almost anything, organize a closet. It does not have to be a lofty ideal. You do not have to be curing cancer. If you have a gift, don't downplay it. You don't have to brag, but you can also simply accept, hey, I'm good at something. What can I do with that? This is about, again, finding self-identity, fueling your own existence, making it so that you are the anchor of your own world. That will open up your journeys much more. The Fool in reverse. Now, sometimes this card is defined as looking without, or leaping without looking, and going in headstrong. I rarely read it that way. And that's because I think of it as a new journey that is informed by the lessons of the past. So that's the read on that. There was a lot of stress on trying to change your viewpoint to encompass the fact that you're the star of your own movie. You are the person who is enough by yourself, even if you remain in a relationship, even if you're in a relationship right now. Having true self-worth, true self-respect, and a true view of what you contribute to the world, just as you are, is one of the solutions that is available to you. It is taking the time to have a full relationship with yourself as well. So I'm going to draw some energy cards, some oracle cards here, and I'm going to go to Spooky Junior, my Divine Message deck. I do have Divine Message decks. I'll explain it when it happens. Just to read some more energies on it, but I think that's a very, very clear message. To find greater happiness, don't look for it in another person. Look for it in yourself. There we go. Let's get going here. Let's get going here. Let's get going here. There we go. As long as you have the best ally. Let's go. Let's get a couple cards for the energy cards. I'm going to shuffle 3 times. Maybe I'm not. I'm not. Let's see. Let's just see what came ricocheting out onto the table. We have the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. This is about connecting to the divine. Storm warning. This is the energy of change. This is what you're being asked to embrace. This is the Tower in other cards, in tarot and other decks. Caring connections. There may be a relationship that you do need to change something with, and again, an interior relationship. Then you have Healer of the Ages. This is in reverse. This is really about not being in touch with your own power. Most of this particular read has indicated that group number 3, and please understand how easy it is to fall victim to the notion that you need other people in your lives to be worthy, complete, and recognized as having worth. Healing that idea that you need something more, someone more in your life is one of the things that will bring you the greatest happiness and solve the problems that you are facing right now. That's the current message. Let's get a couple going here. This is the Quantum Oracle. I like it for its clarity. It's such a clear deck. Now watch, it's going to be really confusing because I said that, but normally it has a lot of very clear messages. By the way, this is the color for your crown chakra, if I have not mentioned that again. And it's interesting that the energy card came up as you're a little blocked. You're a little blocked as to your universal flow, right? I never read these cards in the reverse, and it's only because the messages aren't improved. I do reversals fairly clearly. I don't do them in all things. So, this surprised me. Okie dokie, here we go. So you have angels of 4 directions. This is your guides, the ancestors, your connection to the collective. If you don't believe in a darn thing other than yourself, this is still prevalent because it is about having quadrant dominance within your own mind. It is having balance within your own mind. This is the ultimate stability, is being able to balance out all the powers, all of the suits in the tarot, which represent the elements. This is the card of that. This is the card of drawing a little bit from each suit in order to find your best balance. Discovery, these two go together. Family, friends, and guides, that one's joining it. True love. Now, true love. This is interesting because in this depiction, she's seeing herself in a mirror. Self-love is not narcissism. Self-love is necessary for self-respect, for knowing your own worth and knowing the treatment that you will accept from other people. Group number 3, this message has been constant. Whatever is going on, do know that you are a worthy person. You are worthy just as you are. Please know that about yourself. The honoring path is likely, this card is very interesting. It's about being called to do something that you're going to be very good at, that will bring accolades to you, that is helps contribute to the world as well. When you are really living your life's purpose, most things do work out. You don't have to worry. Things do come to you. Which sounds a little bit like, oh, God will provide, but it's not that. There's still a ton of effort that you need to put in whenever you're pursuing something. It's not sit back, it will be taken care of for you. It's just, don't sweat it. As long as you're trying, we're trying too. That's the message. All right, this is the Divine Message deck I call Spooky Junior. My Rider-Waite decks, for whatever reason, they always just condense a message. And it just started happening in conjunction with some channeling. So I explain that for every group. People are probably sick of me hearing it, or me saying it. Let's go. Let's get let's get a little bit of a message going here. Is there anything else to add, or have I really exhaustively talked about it? This is from the last read. I'm going to try again on that. It's possible that there's simply nothing to be added here. There we go. Can I get a little bit more, please? Woo! There we go. All right, I'm going to shuffle 3 times, put it down, cut, and draw 3. And if it doesn't make any sense, then we'll simply give it up. That came out in the reverse. I'm going to keep it in the reverse. 9 of Pentacles, again, self-identity, strength. In the reverse. That is the thing that makes you vulnerable, is not understanding that you are enough by yourself. And the 3 of, Ace of Cups just flipped, the Magician's just flipped, and the Page of Pentacles just flipped. We're taking them all out. So, your weakness, which strength in the reverse does not normally mean weakness, is again thinking that you need somebody else to complete you. That is the message of the cards. And you can be in a relationship. You don't have to flee all connections. Just know your own worth even when you're in a relationship. Ace of Cups. This is an offering from the divine. This is a relationship both to yourself and to others. It is frequently a love relationship. Love does not always mean romance, although it can. And then that came out with the Magician in the upright. This is the key to your power. And in this instance, we are talking a little bit about self-love. And I am so sick of the term self-love. I'm sick of the term self-care, and I'm sick of the term self-love. Only because it's very ambiguous. It doesn't really, it's become a catchphrase, a bumper sticker, just a little thing that we plop out that people think, oh yes, no, that's, everybody knows what that means. Hardly anybody knows what that means. Self-love is about recognizing the things that you're good at, your worth as a human being, understanding that it's not the same thing as saying everything I do is perfect, but rather I am trying my best and I admire my own efforts. I am a lovable person. I am a worthy person. Other people should treat me as such, and I should treat others as such. That's self-love. Once you have a good relationship with yourself, your relationship to other people improve simply because you're not looking to them to complete you. You're complete as yourself. That's what self-love is. All right, and then self-care is very, very related to that. It is about finding the ways to be the best super version of you, and that can be anything. It does not have to be self-indulgence, which I think self-care has been kind of confused with, oh, I'm sitting at home in my jammies today, cuddled up watching, MASH reruns or whatever, and that's self-care. It can be, but the part that is self-care is that you're giving yourself a mental break. That's what self-care is, knowing when to step back, knowing when to step forward, because self-care can also be running a marathon. So if you enjoyed this reading, please hit the like button. Please consider sharing it. Please subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well. And there's going to be an insert in a moment if you would like to book me for a private reading. Thank you again for joining me, and I do hope this helped. Remember, you are worthy, you are lovable, you are enough just as you are. That is what the universe would like to tell you today. Take care. Welcome back. If you chose the yellow candle, this is your pile. All of my candles today were anointed with Come to Me oil and then King Midas oil. And that is, Come to Me, of course, is about trying to draw things towards you, so we're looking for solutions. And then Midas oil is about everything gold, and gold attracts as well. So we're just asking for answers in new and inventive ways. And I don't have all the candles burning, simply because with 5 piles, everything was going to burn down too quickly, but also I'm just trying to concentrate on these at the moment. So we have the ethereal deck bringing us the situation at hand, what the current state of the problem is, what you're trying to solve. Then we have the golden wheel deck is doing that. And then the ethereal deck is bringing us the solution. We have the soul's destiny, and your group got 2. Things that you need to focus on, things that will help. This is part of the problem. Balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. And then failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Oh my goodness. All right, well, let's see what this is. The sacred destiny. Soul's destiny, sacred destiny. Oracle cards, they start getting a tiny bit repetitious in their titling, but they always have such interesting messages. You have gateway in the upright, and then you have purification in the upright. And I think I just righted that, and it's partially because we'll see as we go along, but there's already something here about releasing negative energy, trying to find a balance again, and going forward. So this is the wisdom oracle. This is in the future of the things that you need to keep in mind. We have the here and now in the reverse, and then you have tick-tock in the reverse as well. Taking your time, and then in the here and now, in reverse, sometimes really looking to the future might best serve you, but let's find out what the other cards have to say. We have the Fool in reverse, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse, we have the Seven of Cups in reverse, we have the High Priestess in reverse. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the Fool in reverse. I don't often read this as a negative card, but it is possible that you approached an endeavor enthusiastically, and instead it hurts you. This is Queen of Cups in reverse. Cups are water signs, by the way. This frequently is the card of mothers. It doesn't have to be. It's just, this can indicate kind of a damaged or thwarted or injured love. The Seven of Cups in reverse, your dreams were not realized. And then the High Priestess in reverse, you don't feel as if you were able to rely on your intuition in the way that you need to. You have the Ace of Swords in the upright, you have the King of Swords in the upright, the High Priestess in reverse again, the Moon in the upright, and then the Seven of Swords in the upright. This is part of the solution, and it is very, very unusual to see the Seven of Swords in any kind of positive read, but there's a number of ways that this can be a positive card. It is kind of cracking me up. Let's go to the pre-Raphaelite deck to try and clarify. This has been an interesting deck because it's still a little new, so it's a little rigid. It shuffles beautifully. The artwork is amazing. The only thing about it, for anybody else who's a deck collector, be aware the Major Arcana only has the Roman numerals on it, so you do need to be really familiar with the Major Arcana in order to read it comfortably. Otherwise, have your book at hand. Here we go. Let's see. I'm going to get some... Ooh. Come out. King of Swords. That is part of the past. Somebody misused the words. Here we go. Let's go. Let's keep going. This is the Four of Cups in reverse. Wow. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Just one more time. All right. I'm going to get some more cards and get clarifying. All right, let me talk about this a little bit. So the King of Swords in the upright, the King of Swords is an air signs, by the way. This does not need to represent an individual, but in this case, it actually may. There was some action taken apparently by the King of Swords that may have been quite painful for you. It was also something that disillusioned you. The Four of Cups in reverse can be about coming out of stasis and moving forward, having contemplated. But it can also be about losing the feeling that anything good is going to happen, that there's nothing more to be offered to you. And then we have, it is hilarious that this is the World. This is the World in reverse. This is a feeling of loss. With the Six of Cups, this is usually a relationship from the past, someone who's very important to you, someone with whom you have a deep emotional connection. It is one of the soulmate cards. It is one of my favorites. It is actually my favorite because it's a loving, kind, warm energy. But it looks as if this is the Empress in reverse with the King of Cups in the upright. It looks as if, again, there was something in a love situation that just hurt you. And it looks as if it was somebody's words. You have the Lovers in reverse. By the way, this is a card of Gemini. So there's a lot of air sign energy here. You may be dealing with an air sign. You don't have to be, but when energies begin to kind of show up over and over again, it's quite possible. The Lovers in reverse is actually about trying to be whole within or trying to resolve duality. The Five of Wands in reverse was about, I think, a poor solution to a conflict, it looks like. Yep. Here we go. Let's get going here. That's what I'm getting from the past of the situation. So there was a love matter, and love, it's not just romantic love, but it is something that has emotional resonance and importance to you. However, something shook out here. Failure. Failure. What is this about? It does not appear to be a work relationship. This does appear to be personal. Gateway. That's interesting. All right, let's get going here. Let's get going here. I'd like a little bit more on the solution, please. Got to get a little bit more information on the solution. A little bit more information on the solution, please. There we go. Like I said, this deck shuffles amazingly. It is really, it's a lot of fun. And I enjoy the exterior of the cards too. I like colorful things, obviously. Let's see. Okay. Sun in the upright. The Ace of Swords in reverse, clarifying the Ace of Swords in the upright. Seven of Pentacles in the upright. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. This is one of the stranger reads. The Nine of Wands in the upright, and then the Five of Cups in the upright, with the Nine of Swords in the upright, and I'm going for one more, the Four of Pentacles in the upright. Yes, balance is being stressed. All right, so what this is all saying here is that you are wildly off balance at the moment, having endured what looks like some sort of conflict. King of Swords over here, likely having misused his words. So part of the solution is just a recognition of all of that. To try and restore your stability and balance, you do need to work through the feelings. If it was a relationship that did not work out, remember that is not a judgment on you. Failure, again, it's such a harsh word. It's not a failure. It's just, we're not always meant to stay with the same people throughout the course of our lives. It is better sometimes to release something and go forward without it. Let's talk a little bit about how this clarifies the different cards. So the Sun with the Ace of Swords in reverse, clarifying the Ace of Swords in the upright, but that came out with the King of Swords. This is, again, about honing words carefully. This is a good card for communication. In reverse like this, some people see that as a card of defeat. I rarely ever do. It is about diplomatic communications. That is part of what is being stressed here. A lot of balance. A lot of balance is being recommended. This is a yin-yang type of thing going on. The King of Swords in the upright. You're smart enough to figure out so many things. Let your intellect guide you on occasion as well. The High Priestess in reverse. That is, again, it is important to be tapped into our intuition. It is important to listen to our internal voices. It's also important to look at the data available, the hard facts. It does help a lot of things. But then we have the Moon in the upright with the Seven of Swords in the upright. So the Seven of Swords is about getting away with what you can carry. It can be a card of manipulation and deceit and lies and all kinds of things. It can be a Jack of all trades card as well. With the Moon and the Seven of Swords, it does appear that you are being asked to walk forward, taking with you what you can carry, leaving what you no longer need. There is some, purification. There's a lot of stressing of leaving behind old negative energies. At the full moon, we can release past energies. We can sort of cleanse our energetic flow. This is a little bit about that. The Moon in the upright, full moon, the Seven of Swords, this is, again, escape and leaving, sometimes only taking with you what you can carry. It is often seen as a negative card. In this instance, it's a positive card because there are some things that you need to release. One of them is about blame for something that did not work out. Sometimes it's genuinely just not your fault, which is not the same thing as saying it's someone else's, but rather, not everything can be fixed. Not everything can be fixed. Your solutions that I really... Let's talk a little bit about the Wisdom Oracle, because that was just darn confusing. TikTok in reverse. You do have time. The wolf is not at your door in any kind of mystical sense. You do have time to pause, to reflect, to act meditatively, to decide what you are going to do. The here and now in reverse. That one's a little bit problematic. What I'm sensing here is, group number 4, your situation is not ideal at the moment. You're not happy with the various outcomes that have been made available to you because they're still a work in progress. They're still developing. That's a little bit where the Seven of Swords in the upright is going to come in as well. It is developing new skills. sometimes having to bluff your way through situations, and that is fine too. Deceit is such a harsh word, and it's often associated with the Seven of Swords because nobody likes it. I don't like Seven of Swords either. But it is about being able to dance to the tune being played, where you are able to adapt to a situation. And we're not, although it's important to be our authentic selves, it's not the right thing for every single situation. If you're at, you know, someone's corporate Christmas party or holiday party or Yule party, you need to stow certain parts of your personality in order to, you know, keep a job a lot of the time. That's a little bit what not always being your completely authentic self is about. It's being appropriate to a situation. There we go. There we go. Let's get going. All right. Let's see. These are the Energy Oracle cards. I enjoy them a lot. This is the Temple Path in the reverse. This is Envy in the reverse. This is the door to personal healing and happiness with the fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. So this, the Temple Path, this is urging you to make sure to do things that are still fun for you. This is a goofing off card. Envy is releasing the idea that everybody else has a wonderful life and yours sucks. In reverse like this, it really is just exactly that. Understanding that the things you think other people have, they may not have them in the ways and the forms that you think that they do. The way something looks from the exterior is not the way it always looks from the interior. And that is one of the doors to personal healing and happiness. Communication is key. That's my dogs barking because they think I just knocked on a door. I'm just going to let that go. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's get a couple cards from the Quantum Oracle, please. Let's get a couple cards from the Quantum Oracle. Let's get a couple cards from the Quantum Oracle, then we'll move on to Spooky Junior. See if there's any divine messages to be had from this. I want to take a look at just one thing really quickly. No. There we go. This, to me, this group is being urged to address emotional wounds within. Okay, great gratitude, back and forth, present power, playing it safe, and then optimism. This is not one of the clearer reads I've gotten from this particular group. Great gratitude, back and forth, present power, playing it safe, and optimism. I want to check just one thing. All right, great gratitude. You're just never going to go wrong with a message of count your blessings and look at what you do have, not at what you do not have. The more grateful you are, the more gratitude you show, the more you enjoy your life. It isn't just about attracting blessings from the universe and boons and riches and abundance, although that is one of the things that helps. You attract the energy you put out. It is also simply improving how you feel. It's mood management. That's what gratitude does for you. Back and forth. There's some indecision, and then there's this guy is, by the way, trying to balance on a seesaw, so I'm sure that balance is also coming back into play. Present power, playing it safe, and optimism. There again are things that don't expose yourself to toxic people if you don't have to. If someone has no longer has a place in your life, it's okay to no longer have them in your life, and the optimism comes into play, knowing that you'll still be okay. You'll still be okay. I didn't. It's hard to argue with like the spirit and the divine and say I don't really appreciate that message. I'm just a tarot card reader, and I'm not going to really disagree with the divine. But I will say that there's some stress on needing to be chipper constantly that can be, it's okay to be in a sad mood sometimes. It's okay to be down. It's okay to kind of dwell on something. Try and put a time limit on it. It's important to process your feelings, your actual feelings. You can't always just say, I'm grateful, I'm happy, I'm what, if you've just had something catastrophic happen. We all have an emotional process. Do honor it. Just try not to get stuck in one place because you do end up losing your balance. All right. Whoa. All right. I was not thinking that was going to happen, but what else is this? The Divine Message decks. This is the message that is most underlined by the divine for you to know how to go forth. Yeah. One more. I'm just making that face because part of what is happening is you're being asked to embrace change. If this is a timeless reading. Whenever you're watching it, that's when the right time is for you. This is New Year's Eve of 2019, which was a year with just too much change for too many people. And so the messages of embrace change are kind of like, oh my goodness, could we have some, what I wouldn't give for a rut. But the divine is saying that really the only way to keep improving is to go forward with the Chariot, with the Five of Wands. This is the energy of change. This can be chaos and confusion. It's also simply change. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This is the second group to get this with the Queen of Cups. Ten of Pentacles in reverse does not mean deprivation and loss. It can. In this case, it is about focusing more on your emotional wellness rather than the physical material world around you. There's a lot of answers to be found there. The Ace of Swords in reverse with the Star. There is some hope that you will receive an apology for the unkind words that were said to you, because that was a big part of the original situation that you're facing. And if somebody hurt you, I'm not going to say let it go. Again, it's important to feel your feelings, and it's important to recognize when you've been injured. But try not to have it define your next relationship, even if it's that same person. Know that things can grow and change and be different if we decide that they are going to be. People change as much as we allow them to, and we change as much as we decide to. Change is just a series of choices in action. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit the thumbs up button. Please consider sharing it. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well if you like. If you would subscribe, I would super appreciate it. There's going to be an insert in a moment if you'd like to book me for a private reading that has the information on how to do that. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care and be well. Welcome back. If you chose the pink candle, then you are pile number 5, and this is your reading. All of the candles today were anointed with Come To Me oil and then Midas Touch oil as well, from Root Solutions, I believe. That is the energy of attracting things to you. Come To Me, of course, is trying to pull something towards you. Typically, it can be used in love potions to try and bring someone to you. In this instance, it's just trying to bring the energy of what you desire towards you. And in this case, you desire answers. Gold from the Midas Touch is one of the most attractive elements. Pink, by the way, is one of the colors that stands for love. So I will be interested to see what this pile reveals. Thus far, the other piles have not really been too associated with their color the color of their candles, but we'll see what happens here. The Golden Wheel Tarot brings us the situation, the past of the situation, and the Ethereal deck brings us the recommended solution. The Soul's Destiny has things to keep in mind, things that you need to solve in order to walk free from your current problem. So you have, denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness, and then grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So the only thing that I want to add immediately is that grief over a loss of a relationship, a job, a situation is one thing. If you are grieving the loss of a person, don't pay any attention to this card. You can feel as sad as you want to and process as long as you need to, and you don't need to look at it as an opportunity to appreciate the person that you lost. Sometimes things are sad and you simply need to process. But this is the type of grief. This card is referring to the type of grief that we feel when we have lost something that isn't to death, that is to circumstance, that is to decisions. So that's what that's about. Now we have the Sacred Destiny for things that are going to help with the path now. This is thriving and relaxation. Oh, that's going to be about a work-play balance. This, by the way, I haven't seen it very often. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. I love the color of the sky. This is a gorgeous artwork deck. I love it. It's gorgeous. So we have the Wisdom Oracle that is telling us about the future. We have To the Sea in reverse. And then we have Blessed in the upright. This is advice for the path forward. So the past of this situation is the Three of Pentacles in the upright. We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Oh dear. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. We have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have, in the upright. And then we have the Two of Swords in the upright as well. So the Three of Pentacles in the upright, this is about a collaborative effort. It can be a creative endeavor as well, with the Queen of Wands in reverse. No, I'm sorry, this is the Queen of Pentacles. I beg your pardon. This is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. This is about trying to make the best of a bad situation. It looks like you have tried very hard to leave your past behind to build something new in your future. However, there is still some kind of problem because the Queen of Wands is in reverse. That is about feeling a little squashed. Wands are fire signs, but the Queen of Wands is typically a charismatic and confident individual. Gender is essentially meaningless in tarot. But this is a person who gets things done. Fiery, can be a little bit too impulsive. I think this is saying already that you're working too hard and not playing enough. This, I think, is going to be almost the entire read for that. And it may be as an escape from a painful situation. The Two of Swords is about being in denial about something sometimes, or not utilizing your intuition to your best effect. All right, we have the Star in reverse in the solution. The King of Pentacles in reverse in the solution. The Six of Wands in the upright is the solution. The Knight of Cups in reverse as part of the solution. And the Two of Wands in reverse, again, as part of the solution. That is a lot of reversed energy in the solution. However, it does actually make sense. Okay, this is going to be about not needing to constantly believe that you are stable and secure in order to have hope. There is something that is being offered to you that is part of a journey going forward. Relaxing and thriving. This is all going to be about a work-life balance. You need to make better choices to take care of your emotions is what this is saying. But let's keep going. We'll get a clarification just to make sure that nothing out of nowhere pops up. Oh, look, it's actually about alien abduction. No, I think. Okay. That was a complete misfire. There we go. I'm going to go to the Light Seer deck for clarification on the past situation. I'm going to keep going with it for the present as well, the solution that is being presented. I beg your pardon, these cards are not cooperating with me. Here we go. Let's get going for, can I get a little bit more on the past of the situation, please? Can I get a little bit more on the past of the situation? I like this deck a lot. It is a slightly thicker cardstock, and so it can be a little odd to shuffle. It's thick but flexible. It's very strange. It's almost a, not quite like shuffling bread, which is what the good tarot tends to be like, but this is a different feel as well. Okay, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay, the Devil in reverse, the Hierophant in reverse as well. Yeah, some endeavor did not work out for you. It did not work out for you. It may have actually been a job versus a relationship. Now, there's something you worked very hard at that just didn't work. The Fool in reverse, and then the Three of Wands in reverse. Okay, coming to the end of a journey as well. This is still just all the same stuff. This is, again, about pushing too hard. The Ace of Wands in reverse is kind of about creativity being stifled, passion being thwarted. The Devil in reverse is about trying to make better choices, choose better relationships, both to people and to often substances in life. This is part of the past, though. Hierophant, a structure has crumbled. The Fool, a new journey began, but it was not without pain. Choices were narrowed down. Okay, that all fits with the past here. But let's find out why group number 5 may be the workaholic pile. Let's see. Let's see, what's part of our solution here? To the sea. Yeah, you don't always have to be going forward. You don't always have to be going forward. Resting in contemplation and making sure that you are taking care of all areas and aspects of your life is a very important part of overall wellness. There we go. And I'm a bit of a workaholic, so, but I do something fun. I do something fun. Try not to replace all aspects of your life with whatever it is you're choosing as a career or a profession, unless it is something that you love. You have the Nine of Cups in the upright, you have the Five of Pentacles in the upright, and the Ten of Swords in the upright, as well as the Five of Swords in the upright for part of the solution. Oh my goodness, we're going to keep going on that. It looks like you may not have gotten what you wished for in a situation, and that can be very, very difficult. And it caused you a lot of pain, and it caused a lot of conflict. However, let's keep going. That's not part of a solution. Let's see. Oh, it's part of what's causing this drive forward. It's the grief. High Priestess in the upright. Tapping into your personal power. This is... Oh, I understand. I understand. You're looking to work to avoid healing. That's what it is. You've lost something important to you, and rather than processing the emotions and trying to heal yourself, yep, that's what it was. That's the Ace of Cups in reverse. You have tried to throw yourself into activities, which is one of the ways that you are avoiding healing. Let's see. Part of healing is confronting of what went wrong, what you would have done differently, what you would like to do differently in the future. There is the Moon in reverse there, and now we have the Five of Wands in reverse, the Tower in reverse, and then the Knight of Wands in reverse, and then the Eight of Wands in reverse as well. So this has been, many of these groups have had an energy of change about them. There is, again, just a loss of balance being stressed here that is, this is just too much work with too little play. And it is about emotionally, yeah, Knight of Cups in reverse. You're trying to make choices to avoid your emotions dealing with something that you lost. The solution that is apparently being recommended to you is to don't feel the feelings that you have. Don't fear them. Yes, they may be painful and it may be difficult to get through, but you will be a healthier version of yourself when you are able to embrace, I don't want to say the pain, the experience of growth that follows healing. So the grief, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. If you lost a relationship, if you lost a job, if you, whatever it was that caused you such grief, it is important to know why you valued it, potentially so that you can find something new again on your journey forward, but also to understand whatever role you might have played in losing it. And we all do that. We all bear responsibility in our own lives for the decisions that we make and the ways that we interact with basically our reality. And that's not about blame. That's not about saying you're at fault and you're not good enough. But it is possible to learn from what you have done in the past in order to, again, have a better balance in the future. And this reading was stressing kind of hiding from that process in activity. It won't work. The damage will still be there, the pain will still be there, it will still inform your emotional choices and emotional reactions going forward. It's part of the reason that emotional processing is not just a good idea, it's really necessary to emotional health. It's okay to be sad, it doesn't define the rest of time. And it is okay to also admit, hey, I made mistakes. It is one of the ways to learn and to grow, is to understand that. And that's not in conflict with self-love. Self-love is not thinking that you're perfect. Self-love is understanding that you're trying. It's not being so hard on yourself that you never give yourself any credit. But it's also not thinking that I'm just grand as I am. Most of us need work. Most of us need to improve. And again, trying to rush through a process that is emotional by keeping yourself busy, and I can be guilty of this as well, it means that you are glossing over some things that maybe are better addressed for your potential future happiness. Let's get some energy cards from the Energy Oracle, and then we'll get some from the Quantum Oracle. I'm going to close this out with a divine message from Spooky Jr., one of my divine message decks. You have strategy, contract, a woman holding a coin, the temple path in reverse, second group to get that, angel of strength in reverse, healer of the ages in reverse, and then happy family in the upright. Okay. Do plan your time as wisely as you can. The temple path in reverse is about goofing off. Second group to get this. Please do make sure that you are having as much fun as you. That's part of healing as well, is just having an emotionally diverse experience. And it's really hard to seek out fun when you're bummed, but try and put yourself in situations that you will enjoy again as soon as you are able. The angel of strength in reverse is again about allowing yourself to be emotionally vulnerable, to emotionally process. Group number 5, that's almost been your entire message, is don't try and hide from a process that you need to go through in order to be happy again by just running. You can't run away from what is inside of you. It will catch up with you. You do need to deal with it. And it is difficult, but when it's done, and you're a stronger, healthier, better version of you, so it is worthwhile. And then also, amusement is one of the most healing things that you can seek out. Having fun is the old saying, fake it till you make it. At least put yourself in a situation where other people around you aren't faking it, and maybe it will rub off as part of the fake it till you make it thing. So seeking out experiences that will add that emotional balance is another thing. And that can just be done in your own home. If you like watching goofy old movies and musicals, then that's what you should do. There we go. Let's see what the Quantum Oracle has to say about this situation. All right. A creative endeavor, increase. All right, that's conflict with, the loving man, and kindred partnership. This is the Quantum Oracle I usually enjoy because it speaks almost in sentences. It's very easy to read. Okay. Planning and action and professional assistance. Given some of the things that we've been talking about, professional assistance, don't be afraid to seek out therapeutic help. It's not weakness, it is strength to know when you need help, when you need guidance. Planning and action, conflict, increase, a creative endeavor, the loving man, and a kindred partnership. This again about making sure to increase the amount of time that you are. You have to have downtime. You have to have downtime. Your batteries will get drained otherwise. Conflict, the loving man. There are, such time as you process what it is that you have lost, there is going to be emotional damage beneath the surface that needs to be dealt with. It will impact relationships going forward, whether you're a man or a woman. This is about the emotional damage that you're carrying at the moment that is keeping you from a better partnership. Planning and action, professional assistance. Again, therapy, not a terrible idea, but planning and action is about setting aside the time to do something that is relaxing. Grief hurts so much that we'll do almost anything to get away from it. But that doesn't always mean doing the right things, and sometimes confronting the emotion is going to be the solution. That has been kind of a theme throughout this particular pile, is make sure that you have a better work-life balance, make sure that you're processing, make sure that you are also having fun. That sounds like a really daunting task list if you're sad in particular. It helps. It helps. It helps to have a schedule. It helps to make sure that you hold yourself to a plan. If you are trying to process something, it's a good idea, and you're going to meet friends on a Saturday, don't bail out. Don't bail out even if you're like, I'm sad, I don't want to be around anybody. Go. Absorb the energies of other people around you. Try to open the door to personal healing and allow some sunshine in, and don't just keep trying to move forward in order to leave behind the pain of the past. All right, let's get a message from Spooky Jr. and close this out. There we go. All right. I'm going to shuffle this 3 times, put it down a cup. 1 and 2 and 3. There we go. Okay. Interesting. Okay. This is interesting. So you have the Page of Pentacles in the upright with the 10 of Swords in reverse. This is about the work to process the pain. That is almost literally what this card combination means. You have Justice with the King of Wands. This is balance. This is about trying to, in order to feel good again, you may have to risk feeling bad. You may have to risk, processing the sadness in order to get back to the happiness represented by the King of Wands, the drive, the ambition, the fire that is behind the King of Wands. The Emperor in reverse with the 8 of Swords in reverse. This is interesting. This is about sometimes ceding your power to another in order to free yourself. The 6 of Pentacles in the upright is about charity and generosity, giving to another. There can be an implication of an unbalanced relationship in which you're receiving money, but for the most part, the 6 of Pentacles is about, in this case, generosity towards yourself, towards your own work habits. Seek the balance within your life. 4 of Cups in reverse. This is about taking the lessons that you have learned and doing something with them. With the 10 of Pentacles in the upright, this is almost the same card as the 10 of Cups, but it is about security. It is about standing on firm ground, and that, by the way, is the card of money coming in. It comes out with the 5 of Pentacles, which is always a reminder to seek out your connections. The 5 of Pentacles can be about feeling left out in the cold and feeling as if you have no sanctuary. If you do not have connections, then work on making them. And that can be through volunteering. Therapy was one of the things that was also sort of recommended by one of the Oracle decks. Don't expect things to change unless you take the steps to change them. And I'm not trying to be harsh. We've all had to change situations that were difficult and were daunting. And the decks are simply telling you that you can absolutely do it. Please seek out a better emotional and work balance for your emotional health and well-being. happiness is something that is available to you again. Please process the wounds of the past so that you can heal them and they don't rise up in your next encounters. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit the thumbs up button. Please share my video if you would, please. You can follow me on Instagram or Facebook. And if you would subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that. Also, there'll be an insert in a moment with information on how to book me for a personal reading if you're interested in that. Thank you, take care, and be well.